Today, we're diving into a really intense conflict that's been brewing inside Bangladesh's engineering community. And it's a story that's about way more than just jobs. It's about professional pride, identity, and a level of mistrust that has just completely boiled over into the open. You know, on the surface, this might just look like some internal professional squabble, but what we're going to see is how it's escalated, and fast, into a full-blown public fight. You've got organized campaigns on one side and just raw anger on the other. The battle lines, they're definitely being drawn. Okay, so take a look at this. This is what's so fascinating, how organized the response is. This isn't just a few people getting angry online. No way. We are seeing actual, formal fundraising campaigns, like this one right here, calling for people to send money to face the ongoing conspiracy. I mean, that tells you this is a serious, coordinated campaign. And then you've got the view from the streets. This sign just says it all, doesn't it? It basically says, you study at a top university on the country's money, and now you want a 10th grade job. It perfectly captures that sense of frustration, of betrayal almost, the feeling that university grads are now coming for jobs that were never meant for them. You can just feel how personal this is. So that really begs the question, right? Who are the people on either side of this thing, and what exactly are they fighting about that's gotten everyone so fired up? Let's break it all down. All right, so at its core, this is a fight between two very specific groups of engineers, and the main difference between them is their education. You've got the diploma engineers on one side and the BSc degree engineers on the other. Okay, so to really get this, you have to understand their different tracks. Diploma engineers, they go through this really focused technical training that has, for years, funneled them into a pretty specific part of the job market. The BSc engineers, they come out of a more traditional four-year university program. For a long, long time, these two paths just existed alongside each other. Until now, that is. And this is the job at the heart of it all, the position of sub-assistant engineer. Now, this isn't just any old job. For decades, it has been the main way in, the gateway, for diploma engineers to get a stable government career. It's basically their foothold in the whole system. So what was the actual flashpoint? What was the final straw that sparked this whole movement? Well, it all comes down to a few very specific actions that the diploma engineers see as a direct attack on their entire livelihood. Let's just look at what they're actually demanding. First up, and this is the big one, they want the government to completely scrap any idea of letting BSc graduates apply for that sub-assistant engineer job. Period. They're also saying, hey, drop all these lawsuits that are holding up our jobs, and they're pushing for more ways to get higher education themselves. So you see, it's not just about one job, it's about protecting their whole career ladder. And this right here, this shows you just how serious this is. This is an official letter from the Institution of Diploma Engineers, their main professional body. They are formally, officially protesting these changes. So this isn't just some angry hashtag campaign. This is an institutional grievance. Okay, so with all this pressure building, the government had to step in and say something. The Ministry of Education put out a press release, and the whole point was to try and calm everyone down. The big question is, did it actually help? So here's the official word. The Ministry of Education basically came out and said, look, a committee met, but nothing's been decided. No recommendation has been made, and this isn't going to happen on our watch anyway. They're pretty much telling everyone, there's nothing to see here, folks, just calm down and move along. Yeah, that did not go over well, at all. The reaction was instant, and it was deeply skeptical. This one comment just nails that feeling. People were like, wait, why is the Ministry of Education even talking about this? This is a public administration issue. They saw it as a distraction. The trust just isn't there. And this post, I love this, it's so defiant. They're basically saying the government's statement was just the movie trailer, a little preview of the real fight. They're making it clear that they are not backing down and are absolutely ready for the main event. So why does any of this matter? Why are we even talking about it? Well, because this fight is about so much more than one job title. It gets at these huge issues of professional dignity, whether you can trust your own government, and what the future even looks like for a whole class of working people. To really understand their perspective, you have to hear this quote. They believe there's a planned attempt to eliminate their existence. They don't see this as a simple policy change. For them, this is an existential threat. They feel like they're being systematically written out of the picture. So when you boil it all down, what are we really looking at here?
First, it's about the future and the dignity of an entire profession. Second, it shows a massive breakdown of trust between people and the government. And then you have these really serious allegations of bribery floating around. And finally, there's a very real chance of major public disruptions if they can't figure this out.
And that really leaves us with this one big question that just hangs over all of this. This whole fight is being fueled by a complete lack of trust in the system itself. So when official statements get laughed at and committees are accused of being corrupt, you have to wonder, in a system that's this broken, who's even left to build the bridge?